The story of our movie today begins in Mexico, where we see a woman named Giselle Hammond. We see her enter a shop, looking around nervously, clearly scared and terrified of something. She talks to the shop owner, and suddenly, without any warning, he asks her, "Truth or dare?" The woman chooses dare, and the shop owner pulls out a lighter and tells her to set herself on fire. The woman proceeds to pour gasoline on herself, apologizing for what she's about to do, and then sets herself ablaze, burning in a horrific way. This is just a small story from the many tales we will be sharing with you today, so stay with me to learn all the details. In the next scene, we see a beautiful and attractive girl with short black hair named Olivia. She's filming a personal video for her blog on the internet, where she's starting a charity initiative. We learn that she's very passionate about helping others and often participates in social charity work. In this initiative, she wants to build homes for the homeless people who fill the streets. The movie reveals that she lives with 3 of her friends. Her best friend, Marky Cameron, walks in, and they start chatting. Marky tries to convince Olivia to join them on a trip to Mexico with the rest of their friends. But Olivia declines because she's really busy these days. Later, the rest of their friends manage to convince Olivia to join them on the trip. As they get ready, their friend Brad expresses disbelief that anyone could actually convince Olivia to come along. They all get in the car and head to Mexico. After a few hours, they arrive and are super excited, enjoying a fun and relaxing vacation together. They go shopping, hit the beach, attend music concerts, and have a great time. On the last night in Mexico, they all go to a bar and casino. Olivia is sitting alone until a guy named Ronnie, one of their classmates, suddenly shows up and starts hitting on her. Olivia is clearly annoyed by his behavior, and another guy named Carter sees this and steps in, telling Ronnie to back off and stop bothering the girls. Olivia quickly defuses the situation, and Ronnie leaves. After that, Olivia and Carter sit down, get to know each other, and chat for a while. Later, Olivia's friends want to go somewhere else because the bar is about to close. Carter suggests taking them to a special place that he's sure they'll love, but they'll have to walk there since it's not far. Everyone agrees, and Carter leads them to an abandoned church. He's already set everything up, even bringing some beer. Olivia finds an old, broken vase and a bunch of old photos that seem to belong to monks or nuns who used to live there. Suddenly, we see that Ronnie has followed them to this place. Olivia and her friends don't like the location and are about to leave, but Carter stops them and says the night isn't over yet. He proposes that they play a game called Truth or Dare, where they'll uncover each other's secrets, or force someone to do something daring as a punishment. He explains that each person has the right to choose truth or dare. If they choose truth, they have to answer honestly, and if they choose dare, they have to do something bold that they've never done before. Everyone agrees to play, and the game begins. They ask each other a lot of questions, with everyone answering truthfully. Then Tyson asks a question that shocks everyone when he asks Marky if she knew that Olivia had feelings for her boyfriend, Marcus. Olivia is deeply hurt when she hears this, and Marky says she didn't know. Marcus is upset and angry about what Tyson revealed. The game continues until Billy asks Carter about his true intentions and feelings toward Olivia. That's when Carter drops a bombshell. He admits that he was They have to follow the rules of the game if they want to stay alive and safe. It's clear that Olivia is really shocked by what Carter said, and she doesn't believe a word of it. After that, they all return from Mexico. Maybe it's just a trick or a prank from Ronnie to scare her and annoy her like he always does. Then Tyson goes to apologize to her for what he said when they were playing that game in Mexico. Olivia accepts his apology and tells him it's no big deal. Later, when Olivia goes upstairs in the house, she finds the name of the game, Truth or Dare, written on a piece of paper among her other papers. She still suspects it might be a prank from one of her friends, or maybe just her imagination. As for Marky, she's really sad, and her relationship with Olivia isn't great right now. She wants to make things right, and Olivia tells her that she needs to understand there's nothing between her and Lucas, and that he's like a brother to her. The next day, when Olivia leaves school, she finds the name of the game, Truth or Dare, written on the door of her car. She thinks Ronnie did it, so she gets mad at him for what he's doing and for writing on her car. But Ronnie is totally surprised by what she's saying and tells her that nothing is written on her car door. Then Olivia goes to the library, and one of the girls approaches her with a creepy look and a scary voice, saying, "Truth or dare?" Olivia is completely shocked by what's happening. The big surprise is that all the students in the library stand around Olivia and ask her, "Truth or dare?" She freaks out and loses her mind, and she picks truth. They ask her, "What's the secret between you and Marky that no one knows?" Olivia screams loudly and says that Marky cheats on Lucas a lot with other guys. Lucas is stunned by what she says, and Marky is furious. We find out that everything happening around Olivia is just an illusion created by the game for her. Olivia wants to apologize to Marky, but Marky leaves without accepting the apology. That night, Ronnie is at a bar as usual, trying to hit on a girl. Suddenly, the girl's face changes, and she asks him, "Truth or dare?" Ronnie thinks it's just a game or a joke, so he chooses dare. The girl tells him to get on the pool table and take off his pants. He climbs onto the pool table, but he refuses to take off his pants. He slips off the table, hitting the edge of another table, and dies instantly. It's clear that the reason for his death was that he refused to do the dare the game had assigned him. After that, Olivia gathers her friends to explain what happened and why she said what she did in the library. At that moment, they all get a video on their phones showing what happened to Ronnie, from the moment he picked dare until the game killed him. Meanwhile, the game asks Lucas on the street about his real feelings toward Olivia. Lucas confesses his love for her. Olivia tells him she figured out that the game asks questions based on the order of the picture they all took together in Mexico. When they all meet again, Marky gets a message on her phone from an unknown number asking her, "Truth or dare?" Marky chooses dare, and the game tells her to break Olivia's arm immediately. Marky is about to do it, and Olivia tells her, "If you don't do it, you'll die just like Ronnie." Marky breaks Olivia's arm, and they rush her to the hospital for treatment. In the next scene, we see their friend Tyson. The solution is that each player in the game has to choose truth and answer honestly, no matter the question, and no one should ever choose. Dare. Then they do a search for the game online and find a video of a woman named Jazel who set another woman on fire in a store in Mexico. They manage to find her account and see pictures of her with Carter, so they decide to create a fake account and send her a message to meet up with them. At this point, the game forces their friend Billy to choose Dare, and they find her standing on the roof of the house. She tells them that the game made her choose Dare, and that she has to walk while drunk along the edge of the roof and fence all the way to the end. However, they notice something important. When she loses her balance and falls, they had already set up a mattress, so she lands on it safely. After that, Jazel sends them a message and meets up with them. She explains that everything started when one of their friends, Sam, destroyed some things in the abandoned church and broke a pottery jar, which caused everything to spiral out of control. Jazel also reveals that her final dare was to kill Olivia and get rid of her. She points a gun at Olivia and fires, but in the blink of an eye, Billy steps in front of Olivia and takes the bullet instead. The group tackles Jazel, but she ends up shooting herself because the game forced her to commit suicide after she failed her dare to kill Olivia. When they search for the church in Mexico, they find out that a bloody massacre happened there 50 years ago, and only one girl survived, a girl named Ines. They track down her address and go to her house. Ines is now an old woman who has been unable to speak since the massacre. She explains that she was with a group of nuns at the church, and the priest was doing terrible things to them until one of the girls exposed his secrets. That girl performed some kind of ritual and summoned a demon from hell to the church. When the priest tried to assault one of the girls, she was possessed by the demon and killed him, burying his body in the church. We then learn that the demon went out of control and killed many of the girls. Ines writes down a spell for them that will allow them to trap the demon. The spell must be recited 7 times, and the tongue of the person who broke the original pottery jar must be placed in a new jar, sealed with wax, and kept in the church to keep the demon trapped. Ines sacrificed her own tongue and put it in the jar to imprison the demon. When she shows them a pottery jar, Olivia recognizes it as the same kind that was broken in the church. The next day, Brad is with his police officer father, and when the game asks him through his dad's radio if he chooses truth or dare, he picks dare. The game tells him to steal his dad's gun, point it at him, and force him to beg for his life. Brad does this, takes the gun, and aims it at his dad, demanding that he beg for his life. His dad is confused and refuses to beg. At that moment, another cop shows up and shoots Brad, killing him. The police then investigate Olivia because the last message on Jazel's phone was from her. They show her a picture of Sam, who is still alive, and reveal that Sam is actually Carter. When they ask her if she knows him, she lies and says she doesn't. After the police officer leaves the room, she secretly takes a picture of Carter's location and goes there with her friends. They force Carter to come with them to the church to stop the demon. As they begin to recite the spell, the demon possesses Carter and asks Lucas, "Truth or dare?" Lucas picks dare, and the game dares him to kill either Olivia or Marky. Lucas knows that if he doesn't do it, the game will kill him. But before he can act, the demon takes control of Lucas, and he attacks Carter to stop the ritual from being completed. Lucas ends up stabbing Carter and killing himself with a knife. Before dying, he asks Marky, "Truth or dare?" Olivia tells her to pick dare and refuse the demon's command. Marky does, and the demon dares her to shoot Olivia. Olivia tells her to do it but to aim at her shoulder, and Marky complies, shooting Olivia in the shoulder. At this point, the demon is in Marky's body. Olivia asks the demon, "Truth or dare?" The demon initially refuses, but Olivia insists. The demon picks truth and reveals how to escape the game. It tells them that Carter, who broke the jar, was the only one who could stop the game. Now that he's dead, the only way to end the game is for Olivia to either die or find new players to enter the game, just like Carter did to them. The demon leaves Marky's body, and she returns to normal. Olivia realizes the game isn't over and that the only way out is to involve others. She records a video explaining everything and posts it online, telling viewers that by asking them the question, they are now part of the game. She then asks, "Truth or dare?" And that's how today's movie ends. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe if you did.